Hi, welcome back to Eddie's Kitchen. In my last video, I showed you how to make Korean-style homemade noodles called Kalguksu in Korean. And as I promised you, today I'm going to make Kimchi Kalguksu using those noodles. It is so delicious and easy to make. So I'm very excited right now to share the recipe with you. And thank you very much for your supportive comments. So I tried to show my face again, and today we see Logan too. Yay! Will you eat kimchi kalguksu with mommy?
Yeah!
Alright. Then let's get started. First, to make the savory broth, prepare 4 pieces of dried kelp, 6 pieces of medium-sized dried shrimp, and 4 pieces of large-sized dried anchovies. This special broth will give you an extra savory flavor to the soup, but if you don't have the ingredients for it, you can just use 6 cups of water for this soup. Remove the heads and the guts from the dried anchovies. If you don't, the broth will become a little bitter and more fishy. One tip for these Korean ingredients is I store my dried shrimp and dried anchovies in the freezer and the dried kelp in my pantry. Pour 7 cups of water in a pot. And then add the dried ingredients for the broth. Once it starts to boil, cook for 3 minutes on high. In this step, start to boil a good amount of water for the noodles. After 3 minutes, discard the kelp and continue to cook the broth with dried shrimp and anchovies for about 12 more minutes. Next, prepare some fresh or frozen kalguksu noodles for about 2 servings. It is about 12 ounce total, and that is half of the amount from my homemade kalguksu noodle recipe. If you don't have enough time to make homemade noodles, you can also buy kalguksu noodles in a Korean or Asian grocery store. For my homemade noodles, add the noodles in the boiling water. Bring it back to boil and then cook it for about 5 minutes on medium-high. Follow the instruction for your store-bought noodles, but only cook the noodles halfway through. While the noodles and the broth are cooking, let's prepare the rest of the ingredients. We will need 1 generous cup of well-fermented kimchi and 1/4 cup of kimchi broth from your kimchi jar. Cut the kimchi into bite-sized pieces. For the vegetable ingredients, we will need 1 cup worth of an onion, half cup of green onions, and 2 tablespoons each of red and green hot peppers. If you cannot handle spicy food, you can skip the hot peppers. Slice the onion into 1/4-inch thickness pieces. Cut the green onions into 1/2-inch pieces. Finally, cut the hot pepper thinly. After 5 minutes, the noodles will be half done cooking. I want to finish cooking the noodles in the soup later, so the noodles will get flavor from the soup. Drain out the hot starch water and rinse the noodles in cold water several times. The reason why you cook these noodles separately is to get rid of all that extra starch so that the broth will be clearer and thinner. Now the broth is done too. Discard the dried shrimp and anchovies. Then you will get about 6 cups of broth. Add the onion and chopped kimchi into the broth. Cook it for about 5 minutes on high. Now let's season the soup. Add 1/4 cup of kimchi broth, 1 tablespoon of soup soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of 3 crabs brand fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of hot pepper powder, and half tablespoon of minced garlic in the soup. Then add the noodles into the soup. Once you start to boil again, cook it for 5 more minutes on high. After 5 minutes, the noodles will be done cooking. Add the green onions and hot peppers. Cook for another minute and then turn off the heat. Did you enjoy watching my kimchi kalguksu video? If you did, please give us
thumbs up.
yeah, thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon, okay? Bye.
Bye. Bye.